Hey, let's start. All right. So last class we were, can someone remind me what the last class was about? Any guesses? Did I do pd.merge?
Yes, sir, you have done
Yes,
pd.merge.
sir. We have covered pandas.
Okay, perfect. I love it. All right. Now, let's start with the most important topic of the entire syllabus. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about SQL. So what is SQL? SQL is a language. It's called structured query language. Now, why do we use SQL? We are using SQL to work with or interact with our databases. Got it? So, what do you mean by that? It is let all the data that you click on your phones, all right, whatever on your Facebook or your Instagram or anywhere, whatever data you touch, all right, that data gets stored inside something called a database. And we all have heard database, what a database is, right? So this database is storing data in the form of rows and columns, right? Your Excel sheet, all right? So if I go to an Excel, it'll get stored in rows. If I pull out any data, it'll get stored in rows and columns. Okay, it'll have a heading and it'll have rows and it'll have columns. Any new data that you add, it'll come to the bottom of the row and it'll add it at the bottom of the row here. All right, that means it is appending. Correct. It is appending. So this is how tables are in a database. The tables will be in this format. There'll be a database, and inside the database, there'll be tables. All right, let me show you. Okay. So like this. This is an online compiler, but I'll also show you a database. So this is your tables. I have customer table, I have orders table, and I have shippings table. This is how your data will be stored inside your database. Now, each table will have columns. All right. And each column will be defined what type of column, what type of data it is. This is integer. This is varchar. Varchar means string. And varchar 100 means it can only have 100 characters in that string. So I have a varchar called a column called first name. So I can store names. Maximum length of that name should be 100. So usually they put 200, 255, 100, whatever. It's up to you, depending on the requirements. Then I have age column, which is integer again. Last name is varchar. Country is varchar. All right. So we have different types of data types, and there'll be columns which will be in the format like this. It'll be in a table format like this. All right. It'll have headings and it'll have data. When I add a new data, it'll come at the bottom and it'll automatically increment it to 6 and the new data will be added here. Okay. Now this is what a SQL database will look like. Now these SQL databases, they're also called relational databases. You remember we did joins in pandas?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
what did we join those two tables on? When we joined those two tables, data frames, what were we joining them on? You remember I showed you how what we use for that?
Primary key and foreign key.
Exactly. We join them on primary key and foreign key. Now, when I join them on primary key and foreign key, that means these two tables are related. Like for example, here, this is my customer table. What is my primary key in this for customer table?
Customer ID.
I have customer ID. Now, do I have a foreign key in this table?
No.
Now I have a orders table. In this table, what is my primary key?
Order.
Order ID.
Correct. And do I have a foreign key in this table?
Customer
Yes.
ID.
Yes.
Customer ID.
Yes.
Correct. That means these two tables are related. All right. Then I have a shipping table. All right. In shipping table, I also have a shipping ID, which is my primary key. But although it does not say customer ID, it is customer ID. Right. So now how can we join these three? We can join these three using customer ID and this and customer ID and this. All right. Now we don't have shipping ID here. Otherwise, we could have joined shipping ID and orders, but we have customer ID. All right. So that is how we can join these three tables. All right. So whenever you have a primary key and foreign key relationship, it is called a relational table, which is why we call it relational database management system, because there are relations between tables. And that relation is defined using primary key and foreign key. You guys remember primary key and foreign key? Now, how many primary keys can I have per table?
One.
Only
one.
primary key.
Only one.
Can I have null values in my primary key?
No.
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 Can I have duplicates in my primary key?
No.
No.
In my foreign key, can I have null values?
Yes.
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 Yes, you can have null values.
No.
I can have null values in foreign key. All right. Can we have can I have duplicates in my foreign key?
Yes.
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 Can I have 5 foreign keys in a table?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you can have. All right. So you can have as many foreign keys in a table. It can be null values. It can have duplicates. But when it comes to primary key, you can only have one primary key, no duplicates, no null values. Okay. So far, so good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is something called a schema in a table. Schema means the structure of the table. So when I did this table here, all right, you see, I defined the structure of the table. So this schema is fixed now, which means the customer table can only have these columns. If I try to insert some other column, it will throw an error. It will say, boss, you cannot insert a column because the schema is different. All right. So in this case, I only have country, age, last name, first name, and customer ID. So it can only have these columns in that table. So this is called a schema of the table. Schema means the structure, name of the column, and type of data. So every table will have a schema. You understood? We will use this word a lot
Yes.
throughout the journey. From now on, you will use this word a lot. Okay. So remember this. Okay. This is something that we'll use this till the end. Okay. Then we also have a word called scalability. Now, in English, what does scalability mean? What does the word scale mean? Growth. Scale means growth.
Grow.
Grow. Correct. So these tables can grow vertically. What do you mean by that? All right. Which this databases, the relational databases, can grow vertically, which means, let's say I have a database of, let's say your laptop. Let's say your laptop has 100 GB. Now, suddenly you want to store 200 GB in your laptop. What should you do? Can I store 200 GB? So your laptop has only 100 GB, but I want to store 200 GB data. How can I store it?
We need to add additional.
By
External GB.
additional storage. RAM.
Correct. Correct. I have to get an additional storage. It can be external or internal. Correct. So
Yes.
in these databases, in our relational database is if you want to scale, if you want to increase the memory, all right, you need to add more servers or add more storage. Got it? It will not scale automatically. It will not be like you click a button, it will keep growing how much ever you want it to grow. No, you have to add physical storage, which is why it is called vertical storage. Vertical scalability, which means you're placing one more storage next to your laptop to store that information. All right. So that is why if you want to grow your RDBMS, it is vertical scaling. All right. What do you mean by that? Let's say I'll show you servers. Have you seen a server room? You must have seen these rooms.
Yes.
So if you see this, there is a server here on top of that, one more on top of that, one more on top of that, one more on top of the one more. So this is how it keeps scaling. Then again, one more, one more, one more, one more, one more, one more. And behind, they're all connected together. They will act like one storage, but they're not. All right, there are additional storage that needs to be added. So when people say cloud, all right, this is your cloud. People talk about cloud storage, right? This is your cloud. All right. What does that mean? You don't see that. But somewhere in America, in India, somewhere, there are underground farms which like these, all right, which is managed by AWS. But for you, it looks like you don't see all these. For you, you see a nice UI where you can just click buttons and add or delete or remove, whatever. All right. But for this is your server rooms. And these server rooms go for kilometers, thousands of kilometers, and managed by AWS or Azure or GCP or a third party, but rented by them, leased by them. You got it? So it is massive business. All right. Now, what is the language I'm going to use to extract information from my database? I use a language called SQL, Structured Query Language. All right, it is a language that I use to talk to these databases. Now, this language is 99% English. All right, if you know English, you pretty much know this language, except you need to know how to frame your sentences. And we will learn that. By the end of this, you'll be advanced and most advanced SQL users, that is assured. Okay. All right. Then what are the different types of SQL databases? We have something called MySQL. We have something called PostgreSQL. We have MS Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle SQL. All right. Oracle PLC SQL. They're all different types of same database. They all use the same language, but 99% they're same, 1% here and there, it'll be different. Okay. Now, what you work, you just have to Google it or chat GPT it. Got it? So you just have to go and chat GPT it and it'll give you Postgres version of that same SQL code. Small changes here and there. Not everywhere, but like I said, 99% it is same. 1 to 5%, it is different. But that you'll have to just Google it or chat GPT it. Now in your interview, they will not ask, all right, can you write me a code for PostgreSQL? They won't. They ask write SQL code. That can be MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, Oracle SQL, whatever it is. It's up to you. All right. And they'll ask you which database did you use? Always stick to MySQL. It is the most commonly used right now in cloud, MySQL or PostgreSQL. These two are the most popular ones at the moment. It used to be Oracle PLSQL and they were using MySQL Server, MS SQL Server, but now it is these two because they are present in cloud. Got it? Any doubt so far? All right. The next question they'll ask, all right, or not question, but when do we use our database? When do we use a database?
Section rating.
All right, we have something
we have-
called, yeah, sorry, go on.
We are handling more number of data.
Correct. So we have something called a data warehouse and something called data lake and something called database. Data lake and data warehouse, I will teach you later when we come to AWS. Right now, we are learning database. Now, database means whatever we use on a day-to-day basis. That is why it is called transactional. Like your banking application, it uses transactional database. Like your social media account, it uses transactional databases. Like your anything, any app, anything that you touch virtually, it will be using a database. And that database is transactional. Why is it called transactional? It is called transactional because you're doing transactions on that database every day. Like you're adding new data, you're reading data, you're updating data, you're deleting data. Correct. So for example, let's say you call up your bank and you update your phone number. Now the bank guy will go to a form and he'll update the phone number there. But what is actually happening is it is updating the phone number in your transactional database. It is database. It is called transactional because you're transacting with it. You're doing some transactions with it. Correct? You understood what transactional database is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So your
Yes.
RDBMS database is what we use on a daily basis for any of these e-commerce, social media, bank, whatever it is. All right, we use this. Got it? Then we have something called NoSQL database. This is something new. Nowadays, it's becoming very popular. All right, but it is not mandatory for you to know, which is why I don't cover it. All right. Now, in your interview, they'll ask you, did you work on any NoSQL databases? You should say no. I didn't work on any NoSQL databases, but I do have some knowledge, but I didn't work on it. All right. We primarily used RDBMS. We used MySQL. Okay. Now, what is a NoSQL database? As the name suggests, it is not SQL. We don't use SQL queries on a NoSQL database. The data is stored like JSON documents. It'll have key value pair. It can be stored in the form of graphs. It can be stored in form of documents. One of the most popular one is MongoDB. All right. Now, the query language that we use there is called BSON. And the data is in the format of your JSON, meaning key value pairs. Now, what is the advantage of NoSQL? The schema is dynamic. Here, schema is fixed. So once I tell this table will have this schema, that schema will not change. But when it comes to horizontal or schema, sorry, schema here, this schema is dynamic, which means that we can add, you remember how we added new data in dictionaries? Like that. If we add new data, it will not throw an error. It will say, okay, no problem, I understand. So it supports something called schema evolution. What does this evolution mean? Evolution means growth, change, grow and change, right? Like human evolution. Schema evolution means the schema is also growing and changing. And this NoSQL databases support, which is why this has become very popular now, mainly for big data. Mainly for big data and analytics, it's becoming popular. But this we will only use if the client is using this. So all the new applications, even my application Taurus AI, we are using MongoDB. Okay. Now, this supports horizontal scalability, which means what? It supports something called distributed architecture. So which means the data can be spread on multiple servers horizontally by click of a button. So this can keep growing. There is no limit. The more you grow, the more you pay. That's all. There is no maintenance needed. There is nobody to manage these. Everything is taken care by someone like AWS. All right. So this is unlimited growth. You don't have to buy anything. Just click a button called auto scale. It will scale automatically without your intervention, without you doing anything. And one of the most common example is MongoDB. And we primarily use this for big data analytics, AI, ML, all of that. Okay. Now, like I said, this comes into picture if the client is using it. All right. Which is why it is optional. But relational database, it is mandatory. That is what they're paying you for right now. I just had a meeting with Accenture, TCS, Mercedes, and Groupon managing directors. Like literally, we had a lunch. All right. I just came back from that lunch. Now, what do you think was the conversation in this meeting? What do you think I was talking about? Any guesses? No.
AI.
Job
AI.
opportunities.
AI
No.
implementation.
Something
I-
happened recently.
Yeah, I heard Accenture
Layoff.
is going to lay off 11,000 people.
Exactly. So I have some great news for us. So I had this meeting only for this only, because I wanted to get the picture. So this Saturday they're coming to do a podcast anyways. I'll share that link with you guys when we have that podcast. Now, we had this meeting only for that. All right. Primarily because TCS has just decided they're going to lay off another 30,000. All right. Which has never happened in the history of TCS. Accenture was always doing 5,000, 6,000 every year, but this time they are laying off 11,000. And Mukesh, who is the managing director, very, very good friend of mine, we caught up so that we can just talk about what is happening and what is the real story. And a lot of people are panicking and things like that. So I told him, can you please come and educate the youth, because they're all panicking. Okay, I'll tell you what. First of all, who is getting laid off, and second of all, why they're laying them off. Okay, I'll start with TCS. Now, TCS is laying off senior management and mid management guys. People who are sitting on bench for a long time, people who are in quality engineering, people who are in manual QA or Selenium QA. All right. And what he said was, before we laid off, we had given them an option to cross skill. What do you mean by cross skill? Learn
New
AI,
skill.
AI related or data related tools. Okay. Learn it, or you can leave. So 60 to 70% of them wanted to leave. You know why? Because they were getting 20 months of severance pay.
Yes, sir.
All right. What does that mean? So if they're making 1 lakh a month, all right, so they get 20 months of that 1 lakh. So they'll get 20 lakhs. So do you think you'll be sitting at home for 20 months? No.
No.
You will obviously go start looking for a job somewhere. So everybody was happy to leave because they were getting free money, one, and maybe 1 or 2 months later, they will get a job somewhere. All right. And which means they are using the money somewhere else as a savings or whatever. Now, most of the people who were let go was mid management or senior management. So they had almost 10, 20 years of experience, 25 years of experience. Now they are getting approximately 40, 50 lakhs, which means they were getting almost 60 lakhs, 80 lakhs as severance pay. You understood?
Yes.
So they're getting that, and maybe 2 months later, they'll find another job and go to somewhere else. All right. But that remaining money is for them. But at least for 20 months, almost 2 years, they're safe. Not everybody is getting 20 months. It depends on the number of years you work there. Okay. So 60 to 70% were happy. They were saying, no, we will not upskill. We'll prefer the payout. The remaining guys who were let go are people who are in manual testing and automation testing. Now, these guys predominantly is because right now he's saying that the most of the testing that is happening is AI integrated. So they have to learn Copilot. They'll have to learn how to use Copilot in GitHub. They have to learn how to integrate AI into performance testing, which means how to write test cases. One. Number two, the number of people needed to test now, because AI is writing the test cases, so we don't need a person to write it. They need someone to check if it is doing properly. So which means if they needed 10 people, now they need one guy. Now this is very inside information. Nobody has this information except the guy who's firing them, correct? Who made the decision to fire them. And this is coming from them. It's coming from their mouth. All right. So he said, Krish, that is one of the reasons we had to let go. But most of them are happy to leave. Some of them are not. But I mean, we don't have a choice. And the worst part is TCS had hired a lot of junk over the years. And they were chilling because there was no fire policy. Now, since the last CEO left, there's a lot of cleanup happening now. And it's part of the cleanup. There's not much we can do. In fact, it is the next layoff that is coming in TCS is AI-driven layoff. What does that mean? Right now, we are not doing AI layoff, AI-driven. So a lot of the news is saying, okay, AI is taking over jobs, that is why layoffs. No, that we have not started yet. The next layoff that is coming is AI-driven, which means each department will assess how much work is done by AI, and based on that, we will be laying them off. Okay. So what do you think my next question will be? All right. If that is the case, Hemant, his name is Hemant Reddy. He's the global head of TCS. All right. So I asked him, if that is the case, what should I do about my business? I mean, I'm working on, we are big data niche. What do you think we should do? You should say, he said, one thing he said, the only openings that we have right now is big data and cloud. We are not finding people. So we are giving these positions to Hexaware, Persistent. They are taking these positions, the third party guys. They are hiring for us because we are not able to find these skills. Next 5 to 6 years, don't even touch. It's the golden period. We're not finding people, and we've just started. He'll come and tell it himself, but this is the words that came out of his mouth. The same thing came from Mukesh's mouth. Mukesh is saying, which is Accenture managing director, he's saying, boss, we are struggling. Last year to this year, the number of hiring has gone up by 70% for big data. Not AI ML, big data. Which means we cannot find these skills in the market. We are really struggling. And the same thing comes from Mercedes. Right? He comes and he says the same thing. All right. He is a functional head of Mercedes. He is the just one step below the country head, this guy. He said, our entire test cases are written on AI. We have inbound tools. We are building our own AI tools to do all the testing, all the coding part. but we are not able to find big data guys. I came with a big, broad smile on my face. If there is hiring freeze or whatever, so next question I asked him was, um, there is some small drop in the hiring spree. All right. What happened, man? Okay. Oh, did you faint? Sangamesh,
Yes, sir. Sorry for it.
what happened, darling? What happened?
Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm telling you this story because I wanted you guys
He might got
be,
excited.
to be happy because I am very happy. Right. So, yeah, this is I even forgot after hearing that sound, what I was saying. Anyways, this is what the market is right now. You guys are safe. So the sudden drop in hiring is not because of that. There are three reasons, he said. Number one, people are more focused on cleaning right now. So they want to clean up before they start hiring. That is number one. Number two, our Trump is causing a lot of fear mongering amongst clients because of tariff that he's putting on clients. So Accenture and these guys are happy, but the clients who are getting worried about tariffs. So far, it's not impacted IT, but it can. Yes, Nikhil.
Sir, I'm from Accenture actually, and I have talked with my manager. So manager was saying we are just restructuring. That's why we like fire the people.
Yeah, can you do me a favor? Do you have your laptop?
Yes.
Can you type Mukesh data? He's the MD, managing director of data domain.
Okay, just a second.
Just check.
Yes, yes.
Did you find him? I don't know his surname. Let me find 1 second.
It's Maheshwari, Krish, Mukesh Maheshwari, not sure.
Yes, he's got no hair. Anyways. I'll find him. I'll find his surname. All right. We call him Mookie, so I don't know what his actual thing is. All right. He's short, no hair.
Is it Mukesh Chowdhury?
Chaudhary, I think.
Okay. Anyways, I'll
I didn't find, sir.
He's there on LinkedIn. I just saw.
Mukesh, what is the surname? Mukesh
yeah, Mukesh Chowdhury.
Yes,
Chaudhary.
yes,
Mukesh
Mukesh
Chowdhury is
Chaudhary.
wearing a pink shirt.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's the guy. Okay. He is IIT Varanasi. He is the guy. All right. So, anyways, this is the current state, and the restructuring is because of this. They're removing people who are not fit for the role, who are not willing to upskill, who are not willing to cross skill.
Yes, sir. He is the leadership.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So he's coming for the podcast this week. That guy, he's only 5 feet tall. The most active guy I've ever seen in my life. His entire family, they are hyper active. He goes at 5, he comes at 5:30, 6 o'clock. He goes, plays 2 hours. He plays badminton. Then he comes out. Then he goes and plays squash for 1 hour. And then he comes out and then he goes for running for 1 hour. All right. And I'm like, boss, I mean, even if I could do it for half an hour, it is big. I'll tell the entire world. And this guy does it. Chris, let's go. Running. And I'm like, ah. shut up and shut up and you go run, man. I'm gonna go home and sleep. All right. He's hyperactive, very, very active, very smart guy. Anyways, I told you this story so that you guys can relax, because a lot of people are panicking. They're saying, sir, everybody's removing. So I had to arrange this lunch with these guys so that we can actually talk about it and understand why this is happening. Because for me, mainly it's my candidates. All right, it's this guy. Mukesh Chaudhary. You see, last seen 1 hour ago. He was with me. He was with me. All right. Anyways, I wanted to give this information so that you guys can sleep in peace. All right. Even I can sleep in peace, because even I was panicking. It's like, why? Who's getting fired? Why are they getting fired? All right. And if I know that, then I can take the right direction. He said, boss, you give me people, I'll take in bulk load. The only requirement I have is big data guys, PySpark guys, PySpark and SQL. Okay. So we are in the right. And one of the biggest takeaway from that meeting is next 5 years. I was thinking, I used to keep saying, 3 years, after 3 years, I'm buying 2 cows and 3 sheep or 3 goats. Right. But he says we have projects for the next 5 years and we don't have people. That is when we've not even started big data processing yet. Yes, AI is critical, and he said if they don't use AI in their projects, we will remove them. If they're not implementing Copilot, if they're not using Copilot for coding, if they're not using Copilot for performance testing, we will remove them, because that is a negative thing for us. And they were the first ones who had banned ChatGPT, Accenture. I don't know, Nikhil, if you remember. 3 years ago, they said if you touch ChatGPT, we'll remove you.
But sir, we are using ChatGPT here.
Now they're saying if you don't use ChatGPT, we'll remove you.
Yes, we have the subscription of Copilot now. So
Yes. He's saying if you don't use ChatGPT, we'll remove them. That is how the world has changed now. The dependency is going up, the coding is going down. All right. But the big data is safe at the moment. So you guys are cool. I have to convey this message to every batch now. All right. And I'll probably make a video and post it. And yeah. Anyways, so coming back to SQL. So we understood the difference between MySQL or relational database and NoSQL database. NoSQL is MongoDB, horizontal scaling. My relational database is vertical scaling. Relational database schema is fixed. NoSQL database schema is dynamic. All right. And some of the use cases where I will use NoSQL is big data analytics, AI, ML. And this is your day-to-day transactional databases. Any database in the world that is used to store information is using MySQL, relational databases. All right. Now, in the tables that we have in these databases, in relational databases, there are 2 types of tables. One is a fact table. Another one is a dimension table. All right. What is a fact table? A fact table is your quantitative data. Anything that can be quantified. What do you mean by that? Like your orders data, orders table, like your sales table, like your financial tables. All right. Anywhere where I can measure, like how many sales, how much quantity, all right, how many, anything that has financial information or quantitative information becomes your fact table, because it is telling a fact. Dimension table is anything that describes the fact table. So fact table, let's say if I tell you, okay, today we had 1 crore sales. Now the dimension table will describe what did they buy, who bought it, when did they buy, where was it delivered. All this is describing the fact, correct? So your customer table will become your dimension table. Your products table will become your dimension table. Your logistics table will become your dimension table. Your customer survey will become your dimension table. Anything that describes your fact data becomes your dimension data. Got it? It is an interview question. What is the difference between fact and dimension? You guys understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. Fact table is your sales data. Anything that is quantitative data, which has sales information, financial information, or order details or whatever, that becomes your fact table, order data. Or dimension table is nothing but your customer table, product table that defines your fact table becomes your customer table. Got it? Now,
Yes.
in your SQL databases, we have these columns, right? We have these columns, customer ID, first name, last name, age, country, all of that, right? Now in that, we have different type of constraints. We can apply something called constraints. Do you know what constraints means? Constraints means rules. What do you mean by rules? What conditions can I apply to my table?
Integer value only, unique.
Correct. So, yes. So we have rules. One second. Hello? All right. So we have these constraints. Constraints means rules. All right. So we have a primary key constraint, which means घर के पास है. Primary key constraint, which means it has when I apply this constraint on a column, that means that column should act like a primary key. For example, it has to be unique, no duplicates. It cannot have null values. It can be a combination of columns, which is called composite key, but it cannot have duplicates. Now, what does this composite key mean? Let's say in my table, I have something called customer ID. Now, customer ID, it can behave like a primary key because it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. If I remove, I have to make sure that there's no null values, there is no duplicates, and there is only one primary key in this table. So this can behave like a primary key. All right, which is good enough. I don't mind that. But what if I don't have customer ID inside my table? Let's say customer gives you a table, but there is no customer ID inside it. Then what can I do? So what I can do is I need a customer ID. I need a primary key because it has to uniquely define my tables. So in that scenario, what I can do is I can take a combination of multiple columns. So if I can create uniqueness, no null values, no duplicates, by combining 2, 3 columns. For example, let's say I have, I don't think these 3 will qualify. Let's say I have first name. All right. Then I have date of birth. So 0101 2001. And then let's say I have phone number or email. All right. Now, can I find 2 Krishes in the table? Can I have 2 Krishes in a table?
Yes.
Yes.
So which means I cannot make this my primary key. Can I have two people born on the same date?
Yes.
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 So I cannot make this my primary key. Can I have two people having the same phone number?
No.
No.
No, no.
No. All right. But if I make a combination of these three, can I be sure that there will not be a Krish born on this date with this phone number? I will not have another Krish with the same details. Can I be assured?
Yes.
Yes.
So in that way, what I'll do is I will do this and this and this. Now this will become my primary key, which is nothing but a composite key, which is a combination of multiple
All
columns.
three.
Correct. You understood what a composite key is?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So that we can, once we create that composite key, I can classify that. I can put a primary key constraint on that column. All right. That way, that column will act like a primary key. Okay. That is only if you don't have a primary key or something simple. All right. Then I have something called foreign key. Foreign key, you already know. It is a primary key in a foreign table. Correct. So in here, this is my primary key, but in this table, it becomes my foreign key. Correct. So if I put a foreign key constraint on this column, then it will act like a foreign key and it can have null values, it can have duplicates, and I can have multiple foreign keys in that table. So that is my second constraint. Then I have a unique key constraint. A unique key constraint means I am putting restriction on a table. All right. So for example, first name, date of birth, phone number. All right. Now, which of these columns do you think I can put a unique key constraint?
Phone number.
Phone number.
Correct. I cannot put it on this. I cannot put it on this. Because if I put it on this, then entire table, there'll only be one Krish, which is not good. Because if there are two Krishes who wants to sign up, we are not allowing him. Correct. So, which means if there's another customer who comes and he tries to put the same phone number, it will tell him, boss, this phone number already exists. Sorry, you cannot use this. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any questions, Elakia?
Sir, no, sir. Actually, I was searching that person you were talking about, no, that Chaudhry Mukesh, sir. So that I found it immediately in WhatsApp. So that's what. So, sir, for that only I raised my hands. Not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. All right, good. All right, so you know what a unique key constraint is. So unique key, we can have multiple unique keys in a constraints in a table, and we can have null values in a unique key. So if I put unique key constraint on my phone number table, then I can have null values. All right, or I think we can I can have multiple unique keys as well. So if I have Aadhaar card, I can also put unique key constraint here.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So this can be applied on multiple tables. All right. So that is multiple columns. That is not a problem. Then we have something called a surrogate key. Surrogate key is a system generated column, which means it will automatically generate an ID. So let's say I have an ID and let's say this is my surrogate key. All right. So every time new data comes, it will automatically add a new number here. We don't have to add it. It will automatically done by the system. It will keep incrementing it. This is what normally happens in your databases. Got it? Unless the customer tells you, no, I don't want to use a surrogate key. I want to use a specific column as my primary key. Then we have to create that as we put a primary key constraint on that column. Otherwise, 99% it is always your surrogate key. Got it? And then we apply primary key constraint on that column. You understood what a surrogate key is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is system generated. It'll keep adding 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. For every data that comes, it'll automatically increment it and it'll do that surrogate key. Now, natural key. Natural key, I already told you, it is given by the business. Like the customer tells, no, I don't want to use a surrogate key. I want to use phone number as my primary key. Can you please use phone number as my primary key? Then this becomes your natural key. And here I will apply primary key constraint. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we cannot apply natural key constraint. It is the qualification, but we have to apply primary key here. Okay. Same thing here. We cannot apply a constraint called surrogate key. All right. It is a primary key constraint is what we apply. It is a type of key. Then we have a candidate key. All right. Now, in this table, okay, let's say I apply unique key here, I apply unique key here, and let's say there's no nulls in this column, there's no nulls in this column, and obviously we won't have duplicates because we apply unique key constraint. All right. Now, how many columns is eligible to become primary key here?
3.
We have this, we have this, and we have this. There are 3 columns who is eligible to become your primary key, which means there are 3 candidates, but only one will win. It's like elections. All right. But there are 3 candidates. You understood? So in that scenario, we only have all these 3 will be called candidate keys, but there'll be only one primary key. So any key that will become eligible to become a primary key will become is called a candidate key. But you will not apply something like candidate key constraint or something. We are just telling this is a type of candidate key, which means if someone is saying what is a candidate key, it is all the columns that will become eligible, to become a primary key is called a candidate key. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Then we have something called a not null constraint, which means whenever I apply not null against a column, this can be applied. Okay, so can be applied. I'll make it sure. Okay, then can be applied and can be applied. All right. So when I apply a not null constraint against a column, that means as the name suggests, you cannot have null values in that column. As simple as that. All right. So which means can I apply phone number unique key and I can also apply not null, which means what am I saying here, boss?
Primary.
You cannot have it. This column has to be unique key and it cannot have null values, which means it will behave like it'll become a candidate key. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But this is your primary key. You cannot have multiple primary keys. All right. This will always be a primary key, which is a surrogate key, which is produced by the system, which is the easiest way to do it. Correct? No headache. System takes care. But the rest of it is candidates who can become primary, but they're not primary. You understood?
So can you please repeat one more time, sir?
Which part, ma'am?
This call.
Okay. I have a phone number column.
Yes.
When I put unique key, can I have duplicates in this column?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I'm applying a second constraint called not null, which means
Yes.
can I have null values in this column?
Yes. Yes.
Not null means what?
It cannot be null, right?
Huh. So I'm asking you, can I have null values in this column?
No, so it's already unique, right? So how can it be null?
Unique is different, null is different, darling. What is unique?
Unique means it can have its own value, right, sir?
Unique means no duplicates.
Okay, okay.
So I cannot have two values which is same.
Yes,
When
yes.
I put unique key, I cannot use a second value which is same. What is null?
Yes.
What is
Uh,
Empty.
what is null?
sorry.
Empty with no value.
Empty.
Empty, yes.
Empty cells. So if I put not null, does that mean I can apply null value? I can have empty cells in this column?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Then does that mean this will become a candidate key because it is unique? It cannot have null values. And it is eligible to become a primary key. Yes. What's your name? Elakia.
Ilakya, yes, sir. Sorry, sir, I don't understand.
Okay. You didn't understand anything, darling. That is why you should stop me then and there. All right.
Okay,
Otherwise,
okay.
we're coming to the end of the class and now you're telling me you didn't understand what it is. Which part did you not understand? Okay, first of all, what is a primary key?
Sir, primary key means it can have as a own column, own value, right, sir? Which is a customer ID.
What is a
Right.
primary key? Elakia,
Sorry, sir.
are you doing something else? Are you watching some videos?
Sir.
You're getting distracted, ma. Otherwise, you would have understood. Anyone else who didn't understand what a primary key is?
Yes.
I'll have to take the entire class again, otherwise. If one more person tells me that you didn't understand, I will take the entire class. Otherwise, Elakia, go watch the video, ma.
Yeah, sure, sure. Not an
Okay.
issue, sir. Sorry.
Because no, it is not that. You have to focus, darling, because this is all interview questions.
Okay, okay.
All right. Did everyone
Okay.
understand what surrogate key is?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what a primary key is?
Primary
sir.
key.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Did you
It's a
understand
unique
did you understand what a candidate key,
foreign key.
foreign key,
Yes.
candidate,
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
unique key,
Yes.
not null?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then fine.
Yes.
Natural key.
Yes.
Yes.
Natural key is a key that is given by the business as your primary.
Business.
All right. All right. So, Elakia, watch the video and ask me the questions again in the next question. In the next.
Yes, sir. Sure, sure.
All right.
Yes, sir.
If you next time, no, do one thing, please. If you're not understanding something, stop me there only. Don't
Okay,
go
sir.
to the end. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, darling. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ma'am. All right. So this is again your interview questions. All right. Fact versus dimension is your interview question. Types of keys. They will ask you what is the difference between primary key and foreign key. They'll ask you what is unique key. Can I have null values in unique key? Can I have duplicates in unique key? Can I have more than one unique key? Then they'll ask you what is a surrogate key? What is a natural key? What is a candidate key? All right. They will not ask what is a not null. They've never asked this. They won't ask this. They'll ask what is a composite key. All right, composite key is where you don't have a uniquely identifiable column. You take a combination of multiple columns to make it unique. All right, which will behave like a primary key. All right, awesome. All right. Okay, we'll start coding in the next class, guys. All right. So we will take care of coding in the next session. Start with selects. All right. Otherwise, that's about it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing Dasara.
Happy Dasara, sir.
Thank you so much.
Happy
And
Dasara, sir.
thank you, darlings. Elakya, darling, watch once
Yes.
and ask me, ma. Okay?
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Sir, actually,
No, don't be
even
sorry,
now
Dad.
also.
Don't be
Okay.
sorry, okay? It is fine.
Okay.
Even I was like
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Even I was like you. I would not understand and I would just figure it out later. No. Ask me. Not like other teachers, okay? You stop me.
Okay. Sure, sir. Sir, actually, I just wanted to tell you one thing. The class was very useful, but the problem is, I was even also noting down, so I just got a confusion, sir. Sorry.
Next time, I'll tell you one thing. Noting
Okay.
is good. Just talk to me, darling. Okay?
Okay.
Talk to me in the class. It becomes very easy.
Okay.
You will also
Okay.
improve confidence. You will also ask me questions. There's no question called dumb question. Okay. Now,
Okay.
watch my video again. If you don't understand, let me know in the next class. We'll do it again. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sure.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's about it, darling. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys in the next class.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Happy Dasara. Thank you.
Same to you guys. Thank
Happy
you.
Dasara, sir.
Happy
Thank you.
Dasara.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krish.
Thank
Happy
you.
Dasara.
Same to you guys.